Hi, I'm Walter Benasiak, and this is Top 5. Here we count down the best and worst performances of our most beloved actors. Guys, I've seen some stuff. Some bad stuff. Today we're counting down the top 5 worst performances of Adam Sandler.
May God have mercy on your soul.
There's no way around saying it, Adam Sandler has made quite a few stinkers in his long career. Recently, he took his talents over to Netflix for movies like The Ridiculous Six and The Do-Over. Even before that, Adam's work was slowly declining in terms of critical acclaim and audience support. He's still very popular and, as we've seen, a very, very talented guy. However, the choices he's made for quite a few years now have left something to be desired. He's got a reputation for being one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, and I'm sure that's true. But we're here to judge the worst today, the top 5 worst performances of Adam Sandler. Number 5, Donnie Burger in That's My Boy. This movie had some people intrigued since it had Sandler going into R-rated territory, but the movie itself was not well received, and Sandler's Donnie Burger is a big reason why. While in high school, Donnie Burger begins a sexual relationship with and later impregnates his teacher, Miss McGarrigle. When the relationship is made public, she's thrown in jail, leaving custody of their son to Donnie's father until Donnie turns 18. The boy, Todd, leaves Donnie as soon as legally possible. Years later, Todd is days away from getting married when Donnie shows back up in his life. What Todd doesn't know is that Donnie owes $43,000 in back taxes. The father and son share a weekend that brings up bad memories and creates new ones. Do you like Boston accents? Because I've got the performance for you! Comedy is about taking risks, and someone is bound to be offended by something, but this whole movie is trying to be as offensive as possible to as many things as possible, and not in a smart or clever way. Think about this premise if the genders were reversed. Yeah, not good. Sandler himself is very reliant on his funny accent and creates a character that tries to have some depth when reminiscing with his son, but that isn't nearly enough to excuse this cheap-feeling performance.
Mr. Minnie, I used to put an oven mitt in my hand. He would cheer you up all the time when you were sad.
Don't be upset, young man. I'm your best friend, even though I'm an oven mitt.
While there is a moment or two of genuine laughter and a minuscule dose of character attention, That's My Boy is a perfect example of a Sandler misstep in recent years. And it only gets worse from here.
Go do something. I don't know, Mr. Minnie. I don't know if I can fucking handle it. Be a good person.
Number 4, Nicky in Little Nicky. Sandler tries his hand at playing the son of Beelzebub. Maybe he enjoyed this performance. When the devil refuses to retire, 2 out of his 3 sons revolt by heading to Earth to disrupt the balance between good and evil. The devil's 3rd son, Nicky, is the only one who can stop his brothers and restore that balance. However, Nicky isn't much of a demon and doesn't exactly fit in hell. Once on Earth, with the help of a few friends, he discovers things about himself that give him the confidence to take on his brothers. Like a lot of his movies from this era, Little Nicky isn't all bad. It's a very strange story that does work in a few spots. Sandler's choices for Nicky are just a little too over-the-top obnoxious. While the character is definitely likable, hearing that voice over and over again gets old very fast.
Yeah, I used to talk normal too, but that was before my brother Cassius hit me in the face with a shovel. Oh, that looks like it tastes great.
Is this annoying yet? Do I get on your nerves? I'm just a good guy in a bad situation. Am I annoying yet? Am I annoying you yet?
By the way, I'm not sure if this was a planned role for Quentin Tarantino or he just wandered on the set and they recorded what he did.
Why do you taunt me with your darkness? Your evil is stinking up our streets. The end is near. We are all gonna die.
Other than the bad choices he made here, I actually don't hate Little Nicky. It's just passable and it brings back Heavenly Chubbs. I can't be too hard on it. Number 3, Zohan in You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Another bad accent, another bad performance. Israeli commando Zohan is tired of the fighting in his country and decides to fake his own death. He then leaves for New York City to fulfill his dream of cutting hair for a living. Once in the Big Apple, his signature cutting style earns him a good reputation from the local female population. However, his past slowly begins to catch up with him, and this time, his new friends may possibly be caught in the crossfire. You Don't Mess with the Zohan looked off to me from the first trailer, so I avoided it. Upon watching it for this list, I'm glad I did. I will give it this. Michael Buffer is a big bad guy here, and that is so far out of left field that I commend them for even thinking of that. Just, wow. Good on you.
If you bitches can't get those people out, I will find other people who will get the job done. However, whenever. Bridge!
Sandler is playing an eccentric badass who loves women and loves cutting hair. There's not much more to him, and the usual Sandler plot points eventually show up.
You don't know my family. Or maybe you do.
What does this mean?
Just leave. Please, it can't be.
Once again, a few chuckles are hidden in there, but overall, it's not much fun. Also, there's a really bad mock Rocky montage in this. You know, just to give me more incentive to not like it. Do yourself a favor and don't mess with the Zohan. Number 2, Shecky Moskowitz in Going Overboard. Calling this a movie is being generous. Shecky is an aspiring stand-up comedian who works as a waiter on a cruise ship. The ship's own resident comedian, Nicky Diamond, isn't too kind to Shecky, and when he traps himself in a bathroom, the whole ship thinks him dead. This leads to Shecky taking over his spot as ship comedian. The problem is, he's just not very funny. Oh, also Paulie from Rocky sends 2 terrorists to kill an Australian model or something. I'll let Adam explain this one to you.
Well, what you're about to see is a fictitious, loosely thrown together story about a sea cruise waiter, me, right here, who dreams of becoming a stand-up comedian. This story is based entirely around the fact that we had access to this nice big boat here and a lot of good-looking women.
This came out in 1989, before Sandler even made it on Saturday Night Live. It's basically a prototype for what his movies became later, except without any of the good.
This sucks. I'm so depressed.
This is a no-budget flick, not a low-budget flick. No budget.
They also have the audacity to show another Rocky parody, this time when Paulie is actually in the movie to double the disrespect.
I don't want any cheap shots. I don't want any hitting below the waist. I don't want any food or drink on the mat. It's a new one. May the best man win. Let's go.
Other names who show up here are Billy Zane, Billy Bob Thornton, Milton Berle for some reason, and the biggest name of them all, Lars from Heavyweights. This was Sandler's feature film debut, and it wasn't pretty. He's pretty bad in this, and it seems like he's apologizing for the movie in the middle of it.
I'm just gonna be Shecky the schmuck waiter the rest of my life, and I'll never touch a woman again, and I gotta touch a woman. I just wanna grab her, I just wanna, oh God, that would be good. And that's not good for my career either. You know that, and I know that.
So this was really bad, and I'm not sure if they were lazy or just didn't know what they were doing. In any case, it's one of Sandler's worst. And the number 1 worst Adam Sandler performance is Jack and Jill Saddlestein in Jack and Jill.
After Walter saw this film, he slowly began to lose the ability to speak. Here are some of his pre-recorded comments.
Jack and Jill Saddlestein are fraternal twins who live on opposite coasts. When Jill visits Jack and his family in Los Angeles, Jack wants his annoying sister gone as quickly as possible. However, Hollywood legend Al Pacino becomes very attracted to Jill, who Jack is trying to land for a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. After learning this, Jack forces Jill to stay longer so he can secure the deal with Pacino.
This must never be seen by anyone.
If you didn't like all those close-ups, we can. No, this is not the final cut. There's no doubt we can.
All copies. Destroy them.
I'm not even sure what else I can say about this movie and performance that hasn't already been said.
We shared mom's womb. We were roommates.
In the movie Funny People, there was a sequence where they showed clips from bad comedy movies the character, played by Sandler, in that film did. This movie is worse than any of those trailers.
In all honesty, the clock's ticking, so if dinner works, we gotta get to work. I'm kidding you. I just said that because I'm very nervous right now, and I just keep talking so much. My mouth is moving. I don't even realize how much it's moving. I'm not even feeling it. It's cottony.
As Jill, Sandler is trying his absolute best to be as obnoxious as possible. Mission accomplished.
Where were you? I've been waiting forever for you. This place is creeping me out.
Why so many bags? Are the Knicks traveling with you? What is with this?
Mom always said it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
A lot of stars make appearances in this film, including Johnny Depp and Al Pacino as themselves, the latter being a main focus of the movie. Al.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Also, what the hell is this? Diving into the deep layers of the Jack character, he dresses up as his sister near the end of the film. That's pretty much when my brain began to stop functioning properly. Adam Sandler is not a bad actor. He's a multi-talented performer who, quite honestly, is spinning his wheels with these bad movies. He can be so great, and it's a real shame how his talents seem to be so wasted with these movies. Here's to hoping Adam once again starts showing us all why he's as good as we know he can be. I want to hear what you guys think. What is your least favorite Adam Sandler movie and/or performance? Who do you want me to cover next on the show? Leave a comment and let me know. If you haven't already, make sure you go back and check out my top 5 best Adam Sandler performances. Also, make sure you check out Awesome Comics from yesterday, where we're asking the question, are the Star Wars prequels really that bad? Follow me on Twitter at awesome_Walter to take part in more polls about who I may cover next on the show. Come back next week for a brand new Top 5.